What's up, my Squabians? It's Nick ROLOVICH. You're watching DJ Squabo. I hope you enjoy it.
Happy New Year, my Squabians. My name is Squabo, and I am so excited to bring you today's video where I had a very rare and very fortunate opportunity to have a one-on-one interview with the head coach of Washington State University football's very own Nick ROLOVICH. It's his first year as head coach of the football team, and he set a certain standard for the Cougar franchise that moving forward looks like it's going to be promising for our team. We have a really good young roster, and we have a lot of things to look forward to, and I was super excited, and I'm super grateful for the opportunity that I had to interview head coach Nick ROLOVICH. Without further ado, let's show you that interview. Obviously, things are extremely different now with unprecedented times, the pandemic going on. Coach ROLOVICH, I have to ask you, what is it like and how is it different building a culture on and off the field during these unprecedented times?
You don't have, or within a calendar year, I think especially when you're taking a job, you don't have the in-person opportunities for spontaneous cultural building. There was all these limitations early on about what we could and couldn't do. I think we had to get a little bit more creative via communication, text, group me, different ways to talk to the guys and send our message that way, and also ask for engagement on their side, right? Get to know each other in the best way we can, because to be honest, we've probably had maybe 5 complete normal team meetings since I've been here. I mean, you're talking about what we knew a year ago from here. So a lot of it's, the Zoom is okay, but a lot of the messaging now is, for me, comes at practice. I try to get those thoughts there because I got them in one place in a normal type area for them.
Yeah, no, that makes a whole lot of sense, especially like what you were able to do. First of all, true freshman quarterback, unprecedented times, to go on the road and to get that first victory on the road was very impressive. So I did want to give you congratulations for that.
Well, I appreciate it. They worked hard, and thought they could win. It hasn't been as easy the last couple of weeks, but I'm glad we're playing. You know what I mean? That's what we're at right now. We're happy to be able to play football games and give these kids the opportunity to play a game that, they're at a real high level where there's the next level is the big one, and so giving them the opportunity to put some film together and also grow the mission of this football program has been challenging, yet I think with the right people and the right character, I think we've done a decent job of getting our style out there.
Yeah, and you, ever since your introductory press conference, you've talked about how it really is about getting your guys prepared to be men, prepared to be husbands, fathers, and prepared to make it to the next level. So I wanted to ask you, how does having a year that doesn't count towards their eligibility affect players' chances of making it to the next level? And how does it positively and negatively affect their ability to make it to the next level in your mind?
Well, I think the first thing is you got to look at the numbers, right? What is this going to do? What's the trend going to be of people, you watch the opt-outs, right? Because they're going to the draft. I've heard, now again, I don't have any solid numbers on this, but I heard there was going to be a high percentage more draft eligible players this year than in years past because of everything we've gone through. Is that true? Is that not? Is that before the year of eligibility came? So I think you just kind of got to be on your toes if you are one of those older guys who, want to make the NFL. You got to get good advice and good evaluation from scouts and through your coaches. But it's put a lot of confusion on them, right? Their normal timeline that everyone who's made it to the NFL has been disrupted. So, I'm sure, I know it's a big thing on people's minds. It's important to stay focused on what we're doing now, but with everything that's going on, I think it is, it pops up, what is my opportunity now? Do I stay? Is it better if I go now? I mean, it's stuff that they really shouldn't have to be thinking about, in my opinion, but we are, and we just got to be there for them and help them through it. I think there's some decisions that are gonna need to be made on how scholarship numbers are gonna be dealt with, not necessarily next year, because I think we've got that idea. I think, how do we get back down to the 85 number? I think that's gonna be an interesting discussion for the NCAA, and I think the 22 class, they need to know how it's going to work out for these high school kids, that are looking at getting into college and playing college football.
It's going to be difficult considering how different things are with the pandemic. To compare your current living place of the Palouse to Hawaii, but if you are so willing, how is it different other than the weather, the Palouse and Hawaii, in terms of culture and environment?
There's probably more similarities once you eliminate the weather, even though the spring, summer, and fall were beautiful in their own way. Winter's cold, definitely, but in the people in the community and the care for this athletic department, this university, I enjoy being around that. I think that's similar to what Hawaii is all about. It's Hawaii. It was all before I got up here. Hawaii versus the world, Hawaii versus everybody. There was that mindset, and I think that's similar at Washington State, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, you're giving some really, really insightful answers, Coach. I greatly appreciate it.
Really? Yeah. Are you good?
No, I'm very serious, Coach.
Good. All right.
I appreciate you. All right, Coach, you're in the locker room, you're coaching the players. Now that we know kind of what the layout's looking forward for at least somewhat the rest of this year and moving forward with players remaining eligible next year, what are some of the young players that, based on circumstances this year, might not necessarily pop, but moving forward, you think are going to be a really big factor for the Cougs and that Coug fans should really know about?
Joey Hobart is one. I think he is going to be somebody that, especially football alums, will appreciate how he plays the game. I think he can do a lot of things, and I think he's very unselfish and enjoys. It's pretty easy to see that he loves football, and I think once people get to see him a little bit more and be around him, he's a great person also. But I think that's going to be something Coug fans are going to be proud of. I'm excited about the young old line. That was, I think, Coach Leach did a nice job in the O-line room in general. But those 5 young old linemen that were signed before we got here, I think will end up being contributors to this football program. Defensively, a guy named like Shaw Smith, at corner, who's really the moment. None of this was too big for him. He came here for a reason. Another kid who loves football. So that quality, I think is the more guys we can get that just truly love playing football, the better off we'll be. And I think it matches up with the overall mindset of the community. There's a toughness up here. There's a willingness to help one another up here. There's a passion for this place, living here too. So I think those kind of qualities kind of match up, and I think people will enjoy those guys.
Coach, is there anything else that you want Coug Nation to know about you or about the team?
Just that, we're thinking about everybody who's dealing with the current situations of 2020. I tell our guys, yes. Are we affected? Yes. Is it fun? No. I get it, but for a few hours a day, you get to do something that is quote unquote normal, that you've always wanted to do and love doing. There's the majority of people don't get to say that. You don't get to go into work, right? Or people don't get to go into work, or people don't get to whatever they like to do. They're not able to do it. And so we need to be appreciative of that, and just tell Coug fans that we understand, and we're hoping for the best as we kind of enter 21.
Thank you so much for watching my interview with Coach Nick ROLOVICH of Washington State University football. As many of you guys know, I am currently a student at WSU, and I was very fortunate and lucky to be able to get this interview. So thank you, Coach ROLOVICH. Thank you to everyone involved, Bill Stevens, Ariel Yakabazi, and Asia Farrington for making it possible for me to get this interview. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and show us some love. It's the new year. We got new goals to achieve, new things to look forward to. As always, go Cougs.